The Kimunyu Prayer Shrines are meant to be a place of peace, but on January 18th, 2025, they became crime scene. Beth Muthoni Watuku, a mother of two, went into these caves to pray with her pastor, but she never came out alive. The police called it a slip and fall, but the evidence tells a darker story. A fractured skull, a staged scene, and a church that vanished the moment she was laid to rest. Who lured Beth into this holy trap? And why is the people who last saw her alive currently on the run? This is the mysterious death of Beth Muthoni Watuku.
Dark Echoes 254. This video is inspired by Hon Marion Derry, the voice from Facebook.
Gatundu South, Kiambu County. To many, this is a land of peace, a land of deep spiritual roots. People come from miles around the Kimunyu Prayer Shrines, known locally as Kurunga, to fast, to seek breakthroughs, and to fight God in the silence of the earth. But on Saturday, January 18th, 2025, that silence was shattered. Deep within the jagged rocks of the shrine, searchers found what they were looking for. But it wasn't a woman deep in prayers. It was a 44-year-old mother of two, wedged between stones, her life violently extinguished in a place meant for healing. The police story was simple: a tragic accident, a slip and fall from 20 feet cliff, case closed. Except the body didn't tell the story of a fall. The body told a story of a struggle, a story of a blunt object, of missing teeth, of strange chemicals, and a church leadership that vanished the moment she was put in the ground. Tonight, we unravel the last walk of Beth Muthoni. We look at the phone calls, the fake pastors, and the chilling evidence found in a handbag that points to one terrifying conclusion. Beth wasn't a victim of gravity. She was a victim of holy trap. To understand how this story ends, we have to understand who Beth Muthoni was. She wasn't an M-Pesa agent, as some later tried to claim to the police. She was a saloonist. She was a farmer who reared chickens and cows in Kagumoini village. She was a hard worker who fought for her kids. But above all, Beth was a prayer intercessor. She was the person you called when you needed a direct line to heaven. The tragedy truly began on Wednesday night, June 15th. A call came in. It's Pastor Beatrice, the wife of Pastor Samson from the Emmanuel Breakthrough Gospel Ministry. The church was in trouble. An internal power struggle had erupted. The head of the ministry, Reverend Joroge, had threatened to kick Samson and Beatrice out for causing division. For the past 2 Sundays, Beth had been asked to lead the congregation because the leaders were under fire. Beatrice tells Beth, "We need you. Take us to Kimunyu Caves tomorrow morning. We need to repent. We need a breakthrough so we aren't chased away." Beth, being the selfless soldier of Christ she was, agreed. She didn't see the division as a threat to her. She saw it as a call to heal. Wednesday night, the invitation is accepted. Thursday morning, the last walk begins. On Thursday 16th, Beth wakes up at dawn. She makes her morning glory prayers. She prepares breakfast for her 10-year-old daughter, Quinta Wambui. They walk together towards Ngenda Primary School. At the river, Beth stops. She holds her daughter's hands. "Work hard, mommy," she tells her. "Make the books your friend. I want you to be a doctor." It's the last time Quinta will ever see her mother. Beth returns home and starts her chores. She is in a hurry. She's excited to meet God at the caves. But her father, Anthony Wataku, is watching. He hears her singing praise songs in the shower, but he feels an anchor in his stomach. "Beth, cave shrines. Again, I don't like you going to those caves." Beth pleads. She promises to be home by 6 p.m. She hands her father the keys to her house, a small gesture that would later prove she never intended to be away for long. She dresses decently, a long dress, a headscarf belonging to her late mother. She carries a Bible, a pen, and a notebook in a handbag. She hops on a boda, pays her fare, and boards a matatu to the shrine's entrance. By 9 a.m., Beth is at the gates of the shrine. She's tapping her phone, looking for Pastor Beatrice, but when a figure approaches her from behind, it isn't Beatrice, it's Samson, alone. He tells her Beatrice couldn't make it, unavoidable circumstances, he said. Think about that for a second. The woman who called Beth, the woman who begged for this prayer session, doesn't show up. Yet Samson, who had been humiliated in church just days prior, is there waiting. And meanwhile, Beth has been temporarily given the leadership of the church. The group starts to grow, but in a very strange way. A middle-aged woman in Akorino attire, a total stranger, hugs Beth as if they are long-life friends. Then two other women from their church, Dada Jane and Dada Nancy, suddenly appear. Beth is relieved. She has sisters with her now, but the stranger in Akorino clothes, she disappears the moment Beth goes to the latrine. The four of them, Samson, Beth, Jane, and Nancy, enters the Musa cave. They pray for 10 minutes. Then Jane and Nancy say they have to leave. They have children to attend to. Suddenly, the group prayer is over. Beth is left alone in the deep rocky valley with Samson. Witnesses saw them. They saw Beth and Samson walking past the Mikaeli shrine, heading down towards the river, heading towards the thickets, heading towards the silence. And then Samson reappears, but this time he is alone. It's late afternoon. Samson is spotted back at the Mikaeli cave. He is shaking and sweating. He approaches the group of elderly women praying there. He asks them a chilling question. Has anything bad ever happened here? Has anyone ever disappeared from this place? The women are confused. They tell him no. Samson then tries to hand them Beth's handbag. He says, I have to go fix church machines. Can I leave this here? She might come. He doesn't wait. He drops the bag and bolts. By 6 p.m., Beth isn't home. Her father is calling her phone. It rings and rings and rings. No answer. While the family is panicking, a misinformation campaign is already starting. Someone, and we still don't know who, records a statement at the Kimunyu police post. They claim Beth was an M-Pesa agent who asked for permission from her employer to go pray. This was a calculated lie. It was meant to look as if Beth was a flighty employee, not a mother who had vanished from a scheduled meeting with her pastor. The investigation takes a turn when police open Beth's black handbag, the one Samson tried to dump. Inside, they find her Bible, her change 250 shillings, but they found something else, a handkerchief. But it isn't Beth's. It belongs to Dada Jane, the woman who claimed she left Beth hours before anything happened. Jane had since admitted the handkerchief is hers. How does Jane's handkerchief end up inside Beth's zipped handbag? Then there's George, a young man who showed up Friday morning at the crack of dawn, saying he was sent by Jane to look for Beth. He claimed to have seen Beth's shoes in the bush at night, but George wasn't there on Thursday. How did he know what Beth's shoes looked like? When Beth was laid to rest in Kagumoini, the silence was deafening. Not a single member of Emmanuel Breakthrough Gospel Ministry attended. Not the pastor who invited her, not the sisters who prayed with her, not the Sunday schoolers. The church that Beth died serving acted as if she never existed. Beth Muthoni Watuku went to Kimunyu caves to find a breakthrough for her friends. Instead, she found the jaws of death. The evidence doesn't point to a sleep. It points to a planned execution. A blunt object to the skull, teeth removed like trophies, a body dragged and hidden, and a group of people who are now either on the run or hiding behind a veil of silence. The family is asking, who killed Beth? and why? Was it the church leadership fearing her rising influence? Was it the personal vendetta? Or was she a witness to something in that shrine she was never supposed to see? We will keep following this case. We will keep asking why Samson is on the run. We will keep asking how a handkerchief tells a story that a witness won't. If you have any information regarding the events of Kimunyu Shrine on January 16th, 2025, contact the authorities. A 10-year-old girl is waiting for her mother to come home. The least we can give her is the truth.